they didn't do work for us.
No, they were City Center's architect.
Okay.
They did the drawings that City Center submitted to.
Okay, but I would have never had discussions with them. There's a lot of architects that did work for different builders and developers, and I don't talk to architects.
And in your practice and experience as an architect, would you go out to the site to check on the status of construction?
If it's an inspecting architect by the bank, they go out and review the work, but we've hired that inspecting architect. I don't know that a typical architect, if he did the plans inspects, if he does that or not. I'm not an architect.
When you reviewed these pictures from October 7th, does this refresh your recollection that there were foundations in the ground on October 7th?
No, because I was out there early on in the project, but when I was looking at the approval, once it gets close to funding or closing, that doesn't necessarily mean I've been at the site. I was at the site at the very beginning in June and July when I did the write-up and when I was looking at the approval. I didn't necessarily mean I was there in October.
You never went back after June?
I don't recall.
And you dispute that there was a big sign out front for lease, retail, office, and residential?
I never saw the sign.
You dispute that it was there?
I don't dispute that it was there, but I never saw the sign.
Now, ultimately, Fifth Third closed the loan on October 21st. You recall that?
The papers were signed on October 21st. Where's your Exhibit 33 back?
And that refinanced the acquisition loan through Standard Bank.
Correct.
And you provided development financing.
Yes.
Now let's take a look at
No, I think it's in there. Right.
$44K in the red book. I don't have to go into the document.
$44K?
Yes.
Okay.
This was an email to you from you to Rich Plank on Tuesday morning, October 18th.
Correct.
And you had just gotten the first draft of the loan documents.
Correct.
And when I say loan documents, there's a bunch of them, aren't there?
Yes.
There was a checklist document.
Correct. I read them earlier.
Well, you read some of them. There was a collateral assignment document.
Correct.
There was a corporate resolution document.
Correct.
An environmental release document.
Correct.
A guarantee document.
Correct.
An insurance agreement document.
Correct.
An insurance requirement document.
Correct.
A loan agreement document.
Correct.
A mortgage construction document.
Correct.
A secure non-revolving draw note document.
Correct.
A security agreement document.
Correct.
And a statement document.
Correct.
And then finally a UCC document.
Correct.
So you forwarded all these to Rich Plank on Tuesday the 18th. First draft.
Correct.
Did you ever forward the final documents to him before closing on Friday?
Well, if there's not any changes, then the drafts are... You can use... They didn't say draft on them. You can use the documents if you wish.
These were the tentative documents. Those were your words, right?
Correct.
Did you ever forward to him final documents?
Not necessarily via email. We had the final documents at closing.
Okay, so you had final documents, all of these for the first time that Friday, after the 21st.
Yeah, if there's no changes, there could be no changes between the tentative documents and the final documents.
So may or may not, right? We don't know.
Well, I don't know if there were changes between those 3 days or not.
And Rich Flynn had to sign all of these.
Correct.
Now let's go look at Joint Exhibit 2 for a minute. That's in the black book, I'm sorry. On page, is it 382? This was going to be a 2-year, no, it wasn't.
Correct.
And because it was a construction loan, the bank wasn't expecting City Center to make interest payments, was it?
Would they make interest payments? It's just funded through the loan.
Sure.
It's called an interest reserve.
385,
These aren't numbered.
which is page 4.
Okay.
There's a $275,000 interest reserve, isn't there?
Correct.
So City Center isn't writing a check for interest every month.
Correct. It's advanced through the loan. They pay the interest through the project.
Sure. Fifth Third is advancing the interest to itself.
It's advancing the loan and paying the interest.
Yeah, to Fifth Third.
Correct. Very, very common in development financing.
But you did your own financial assessment of the project, didn't you?
Correct.
And let's turn to page 388.
These aren't numbered. So.
Okay, page 7, I'm sorry. Now, there were going to be 9 buildings in the project, right?
We were financing 4 of the 6 in phase 1.
Right. But the total project was 9 buildings.
Through different phases, yes.
And they were all going to be 21,600 square feet, like you.
All supposed to be similar buildings, yes.
So you just did an assessment per building.
Correct.
And it was your assessment that each building was
Can I approach, please?
Yes.